Welcome. My name is Andy Feld, and I want to talk to you today about becoming simply unstoppable in the mortgage business. How do we judge success in sales? Well, let's take a look at other professions first. Let's say you were a nurse. We might judge your success on how your patients perform with your care. If you were a homemaker, we might judge your success on how well your house runs. If you're a structural engineer, we might judge the success on the buildings that you create, the bridges you create. So how do we judge success in the sales business? Who do we give all our top awards to? Well, in sales, there's one way to judge success, and that's how much money you make. That's the yardstick for success in our profession. Now, I've been in sales over 30 years, predominantly in the mortgage business. I started in commercial real estate. I've had my own company. I've been a sales trainer. I've been taught selling. I've seen a lot of salespeople come and go. And everywhere I've been, it's always the same. And you've heard this before. It's the 80-20 rule. About 20% of the people do 80% of the business. So what is it then? What is it that separates that 20% from the other 80? And that's what we cover in my seminar. And I divide sales training into two groups. First, I have the tangible aspects of sales, and then I have the intangible aspects of sales. Now, the tangible aspects you've all heard before, but let me review them for you because I think they're important. They're the fundamentals of selling. Number one, you've got to have a clear, concise goal. Number two, you need a plan. You need a roadmap. How are you going to get from where you are today to the next step? Number three, you've got to have a great pitch and you've got to practice. Every successful professional practices. And number four, and the most important, you must take action. We've all heard that selling is a numbers game. Well, you got to get out there and you got to work. And frankly, for most of my career, I thought that if you just did these four things, success was guaranteed. And then about 8 to 10 years ago, I discovered what I call the intangible aspects. And if you can learn the intangible aspects of selling, I guarantee that's what will make you unstoppable. So what are the intangible aspects? Well, there's two of them. Number one are your thoughts. That's right, your thoughts. You ever heard of Dennis Waitley? Dr. Dennis Waitley wrote the book, The Psychology of Winning. And in his book, he says the following: you always move in the direction of your currently most dominant thoughts. So I ask you, where are your dominant thoughts today relative to mortgage sales? Are they on all the realtors who aren't helping you out? Are they on the lousy condition of the marketplace? Do you go to pity parties with other mortgage brokers complaining about how things are? Or are your dominant thoughts on the next 10 leads that are coming in? Are your dominant thoughts on how good your marketing is going to be? Because where your dominant thoughts are, that's where you're heading. So the first intangible are your thoughts. And we'll work on how to get a little better at this. The second intangible, and probably the most important, is what I refer to as the emotional match. What do I mean by that? Well, what I'm saying is you must be today an emotional match for what you want to achieve. You have to be able to feel today exactly what it's going to feel like when you're making $100,000 or $200,000 a year. And that takes practice. So I ask you to ask yourself emotionally, how's it going to feel to have $10,000 a month coming into my bank account? How's it going to feel to maybe buy that new car? How's it going to feel to be number one at my company? That's what the emotional match is all about, and that's what we work on in my seminar. And I guarantee you here today, if you learn the tangible aspects and then match them up with your thoughts and your emotions, you will become simply unstoppable in the mortgage business. Thank you.